Hey guys, Petzergling here with Daz, bringing you the very first game of the round of 8 MSL, sAviOr versus ZerO, and this is going to be the first best of 5 that we've casted yet. And even though I think almost all the Zerg versus Zerg so far in the MSL, sure they've been exciting, but no, they really haven't. I mean, they've been pretty much lame. I've been almost really disappointed with most of the ZVZs, and we've had like 4 or 5 times the Terran versus Terrans, and I've been, even more psyched for those. But this is where it all changes. This is where it counts. Both of these players really need to win this game. And one thing to point out actually in the round of 8 is that every single matchup, someone has thumbs down Carthage. Nobody really likes this map. I think ZerO thumbs it down. I think he may be feared of sAviOr's late game play. Well, it is a 5-game series, so the thumbs down is only so you can't use the map twice. But so Carthage will still be played once. As you see,
wouldn't sAviOr have the thumb down since he was first in his group? Or do they both get
both players gets a thumbs down. There's 4 maps, and then each one thumbs down, and I'm not sure how the double map is determined, but he's got a ring there. That's real cute. But this is a really interesting match. I mean, a lot of people have been saying that ZerO is going to be one of the next up-and-coming Zergs. Just looking at his stats, I don't know if I really agree with that, but if you watch his play, he's definitely been playing really well. But at the same time, sAviOr's just been playing excellently. In our previous games that we've casted, he went undefeated for a long time. He started taking some losses. I mean, he's obviously not going to destroy everyone in 2009, but he's still been playing top level, and I think this is going to be one of the most even matches we've seen this far. And I don't know. I mean, it's tough. sAviOr's ZVZ is pretty good, but so is ZerO. Like, I guess I just have to go for sAviOr just out of fanboyism. And I'm going to sync this up real quick. 2, 1, 0. So what do you think? Do you think sAviOr's going to pull ahead in this series? I mean, even if both of these players were mechanically even, I would say that sAviOr just has so much more tournament experience than ZerO does.
Yeah, I gotta go for sAviOr. Not for any particular reason in terms of skill. I think ZerO ZVZ actually has been pretty good. I mean, he just knocked out Yarnak, was it? Yeah, it was Yarnak, not Luxury.
Right.
He just knocked out Yarnak 2-1 in ZVZ. And I mean, sAviOr ZVZ is his weakest matchup statistically and classically. I mean, even back in the day when he was known for having unstoppable ZVP and unstoppable ZVT, his ZVZ was always lagging behind. But it's still strong. I mean, it's still at about 60% win ratio even after his slump,
which is still good for ZVZ.
Yeah, exactly. It's good. It's a good win ratio. It's not bad by any means. Just wouldn't compare to how crazy he was at the other matchups. But I mean, with all that being said, like sAviOr's 60%, the ZVZ win ratio is still higher than ZerO's win ratio. It's 55%. I know he's an up-and-comer, but I just think sAviOr is overall the better player, and what's more leaning me towards his direction is the fact that he has so much more experience. He's been here before, he's played so many best of 5s, and I think in a best of 5, especially ZVZ, it's going to come down so much to mind games. And I think that's where sAviOr is really going to have the edge. Like, this is totally his field. I don't know what he's doing with his drone here, but maybe he's even going to proxy. He's going to build a proxy hatchery in that base there. But this is the kind of shit that I'm talking about.
I believe Yarnak did this against ZerO. Wasn't this the one game that Yarnak was able to win against ZerO? Was that when Yarnak was on the top position, he built that hidden hatchery? And like you see how the Overlords go straight for the natural expansions. That's because it's most vital that a Zerg scouts if his opponent's going for a 12 hatch, and hiding that is going to delay ZerO's reaction. And I believe ZerO went for 9 pool speed, so this is going to be real dangerous for sAviOr. Even though ZerO might not spot it ahead of time, I think ZerO's still going to play smart and push up with his lings. So sAviOr actually not too far behind in terms of tech, but just a 12 hatch versus a 9 pool is going to be a really tough opening. I think ZerO's gas is already finished at this point. Yeah, actually, I don't know. That might have been an overpool. I think it's an overpool. It seemed like a little late. So at least a little bit going on sAviOr's side, and sAviOr sees the 12 hatch. And sAviOr actually spawning in the red Zerg in the bottom, and ZerO spawning in the blue Zerg at the top, in case, for whatever reason, people don't know sAviOr isn't on CJ.
In case you're mildly retarded, and even though we've already been talking about it and telling you exactly what sAviOr's doing.
I don't know, some of our ZerO fans are pretty crazy, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, actually I was going to talk a lot more shit about ZerO, but I'm worried about getting a mail bomb from angry ZerO fans. We got a lot of death threats last time. Apparently there's 7,000, ZerO has a huge fan club. For every like 2 people that watched our our MSL Group A videos, like 3 people commented about how ZerO is actually super amazing foreign go-to Zerg. I don't know why I just said foreign, but people comment. Basically, people were giving us mad shit for talking shit about ZerO.
Yeah,
you know what? Like,
good defense there.
You know, but they're I'm not gonna say they're fucking right, but ZerO is good. He's better than we thought he was going to be. I mean, I would not have picked him to beat Yarnak. So I mean, he is a solid Zerg. He's definitely got a good chance against sAviOr, but he is definitely a little behind in this game. I mean, going for a 12 hatch versus an overpool speed definitely is giving sAviOr a bit of an advantage. It just depends, like, the weird thing is that sAviOr proxied his kind of, he didn't really proxy it, but he hit it. So it's going to be harder to defend than ZerO's it. It's going to be harder to defend from Zerglings anyway. It's going to be about the same for Mutalisks because the air distance is about the same. Okay, sAviOr is actually, he's going to just dance around a little bit, maybe try to scare ZerO, but they both have about a roughly equal Zergling count. Oh, actually no, I think sAviOr's got a lot more Zerglings now. No, those are just the mini-map fucking.
Well, sAviOr does have the second hatch up, but ZerO had his spawning pool up earlier. And wow, ZerO Spire just seems like maybe 10 or 12. Oh, nice. sAviOr getting that Zergling die. He's going to be able to scout the Spire. And this is really 100%. Now he knows exactly whether or not he needs to build the evolution chamber. And I have to imagine that he's not going to. Just because his base, it's pretty far away and his Spire isn't that far behind. And oh wow, actually trying to snipe that drone but losing the Zergling. In general, you would think that a player who opens up with a 9 or overpool build would be at a disadvantage or at an advantage against a 12 hatchery, but it looks like sAviOr's actually going to pull ahead here. I think the hidden hatchery may have paid off. It seemed like ZerO wasn't aggressive with the Zerglings. He's just content with a fast gas, and he's going to have a higher Mutalisk count for a little while, so he might be able to get something done with that. But sAviOr's going to pull ahead, even though ZerO made a smart move. We've seen lots of players so far in the MSL and Zerg versus Zerg place their second hatch in their natural, or not in their natural expansion, excuse me, so they didn't have that gas. And so ZerO isn't going to fall behind slowly. And yeah, good move sneaking that Zergling by. Oh, 2 Zerglings, and he's going to try and keep lowering ZerO's Zergling count. Oh, wow, sAviOr's going to move in here, and forcing ZerO to pull all these drones back. This is a good move from sAviOr. I can't believe ZerO let him through the bridges, but now sAviOr's Lings are going to be exposed to all these mutas, and this is actually dangerous. I really think sAviOr should have pulled back there. He did some economic damage. He forced ZerO to pull his drones back, and sAviOr actually moving up. I think he's got speed upgraded, as well as ZerO's got his speed, and now 2 Scourge flying out for ZerO. Probably going to try and intercept some Mutalisks, but I can't imagine that's going to happen. Interesting move from sAviOr, actually producing a lot more Scourge than Mutalisks. Maybe his mineral count was behind because he had to build the hatchery so far away, or maybe he just thinks that his Mutalisk count's going to be behind and he wants to kind of spread him and do some damage. But
yeah, I think that's what it
nonetheless, not only did ZerO get his Spire up earlier, sAviOr went for early Scourge. So I think if ZerO can out-micro sAviOr, then he's going to be able to take a lead. I think that sAviOr probably shouldn't have tried to build extra Scourge. He probably should have just sat on his Mutalisk disadvantage and just chilled out in his base for a little while. And I think sAviOr may have to go aggressive here with these Scourge, but I think it's really going to be up to decision making. It's going to be tough. And ZerO does have a slight Ling advantage. I'm not sure how many Zerglings he saved, but he does have a few.
Not very many. Well, okay, looks like...
Oh,
they're going to see our first encounter here. Wow, he actually got a Mutalisk. He got a shot off with the Scourges there. So that's not very good for sAviOr. But honestly, I think sAviOr is okay here. I think sAviOr is fine sitting in this game. I think he's got the economic advantage, and even though he might have had a slight gas disadvantage, just the fact that he got his second gas at I think a little bit earlier, it's going to nullify that in the long run, and especially the fact that he has the slight economic advantage. I know he lost a lot of Zerglings there and he built them, but he definitely forced him to pull drone. He forced ZerO to build more Zerglings as well, and he also had the earlier hatchery. So we have to see what's going to happen here. Okay, sAviOr's losing okay, this might be bad for sAviOr. There's Zerglings in there as well. Oh wow, that was a lot of Scourge that just spawned. I think that was really good for sAviOr. I don't know how many Mutalisks he got with that. Oh, nice micro.
That was amazing Mutalisk. Oh wow, but sAviOr's losing his drone.
Yeah, okay, I don't know how many he lost there. I know he had 3 on gas. I don't know how many he had on minerals. He definitely lost some drones there, but I think it was worth it for him to get that many Mutalisks of ZerO. I don't know, I guess I don't know, he doesn't realize he got that. Oh, losing another Overlord there. So sAviOr's using a lot of minerals. He's going to have to do something with this Mutalisk advantage. He has to chase those down and attack. I don't even know if he's got the Mutalisk advantage anymore, but he probably does.